is going to be kind of an oddball vlog, video, whatever, but I'm going to talk to you guys about this while I'm cooking my lunch. I'm cooking egg noodles, venison steak that's been marinating in teriyaki sauce, and then I'm going to chop the steak up, put it in the egg noodles, and put taco sauce over it. It sounds amazing, right? Maybe not. It's cutting half my head off in this camera. Let me try that. That's better. Alright, but anyway, it's going to be super good. So, expansion. That's what this video is going to be about. The reason that I mention this is because many of you already know that at one time I had a whole bunch of employees at multiple trucks, and I downsized it all a few years ago, went back to solo because I had some really good guys, but I had some shitbags too, and it just became a huge nightmare. It was a mess, and I was more of a glorified babysitter than anything. So I ended up getting rid of all of them, and I downsized, and I loved it, and everything's been going great. But I think that, you know, I've had a couple years to reflect back and to think about it, and I think that now I've figured out what I needed to get figured out. I figured out and learned a lot on my own, talking to a lot of other guys, a lot of you guys. And I know what I need to do now, and I know the mistakes to avoid. One of the biggest problems I ever had was good employees, and that's clear across this industry all the way through. Everybody has that problem, but and everybody says, you know, you pay them good enough, they'll take care of you, they'll do the right thing. That's not necessarily true. I was one of the highest paying companies in my area, and from what I talked to a lot of other guys, I was probably damn near the highest paying company in my area. I paid them really well, and I had, like I said, I had some good guys, but I had some real shitbags too, so it didn't always work out the way that I wanted it to. So I know the screening process I need to go through now. I know what I need to do. I know what to really look for. So this year coming up, I've just consolidated everything in the last few days, and I bumped everything down to a 4-day mow week. I'm doing, currently on the books right now, I have 56 lawns I'm going to do over 4 days. That's no problem. I can do it. I've done more than that before. I know what I'm capable of. But my route density, I tighten that way up. Hold that thought. I tighten that way up to where I want it to be now. And it was pretty tight before, but now I've tightened it up even more and made it even more efficient. So it's going to be pretty amazing. But so now I will, instead of going in multiple areas more than 1 day a week, I'm in each area 1 day a week. So it'll make everything so much better. Now that being said, that's going to help me big time, and Billy will still be with me for the 2020 season. So I'll have Billy with me for 2020. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to expand in 2020. I'm going to get everything in place. I'm going to thoroughly start looking for help. I'm going to screen these people. Getting the accounts, I'm not worried about that. Last spring, I got 37 calls off the top of my head. 37 that I know of, that I gave away, most of them to Ryan. I've mentioned this before. So I get the calls all the time, and I just couldn't take them before, but now I'll be able to. I'm going to put on, my plan is to put on a whole nother crew. I'm going to put on a second crew, and then it's going to be me and Billy on the other crew. So Billy is going to remain with me, but I'm going to have that other crew going. So I'm going to take on more lawns. Right now for 2020 coming up, like I said, I got everything bumped down to a 4-day work week, and I'm going to... The reason I'm doing that is because last year I found myself, because of the weather, having to mow a lot on Saturday and Sunday, which, you know, in some cases it's no big deal, but I really like to spend the time with my family Saturdays and Sundays. We like to go camping a lot and a lot of other stuff, and I just, I work way too hard and way too much to not get to spend this time with my family, so I really don't want to give that up. So that'll leave Friday open to catch up on any mowing I need to, and if it's a week with good weather, I can book jobs. Like, I want to start doing more landscaping, like I used to do a lot of it, and so I'm going to get back more into that. I'm not going to do huge projects. I'm not going to do like walls, anything like that. I just mean like small mulch jobs, hedge trimming. I'm going to push more of my house washes. I didn't do as much of that this past year that I've done in other years, and things like that. So that's what 2020 is looking like for us. But my plan is come spring of 2021 to go full bore with a whole second crew. So I know what I need to do now. I know the mistakes that I made. I'm always going to learn. There's always a lot more to learn. If you ever feel you stop learning, you might as well give up now, because there's always more to learn. There's always things that you're going to pick up on through the years. So that is my plan, and I'm not looking to take over my entire region by any means, but I'm going to stick to my route density. If I do take on any more lawns for 2020, like I just picked up 7 new lawns in at the end of this past season. So, and they're all good accounts, and they're right next to ones I already have, and they pay really good amounts. So if I pick up any new accounts going into 2020, they're going to be ones that are going to pay a good dollar. They're going to be right next to ones I already do, and that'll be that. I'm not spreading out anymore. I'm not going to these big extremes of like going way out here for a couple lawns, hoping I'll pick up a couple more because I'm out there. None of that crap. Not doing that anymore. I'm out of that. So I'm keeping my areas very specific, keeping my routes very tight, and they're going to fit my niche. They're going to fit my business. If I can't use the equipment that I currently have to service these accounts, I'm not taking them. They have to be able to be serviceable with the equipment that I have. So everything I own pretty much is brand new except for my MT, but I have no worries about that. That machine's got tons of life left in it. The Walker B's only up to like 200 hours. The Wright Sport X is like 192, 193, something like that. As you guys know, I've had that for sale for a long time, but I just haven't been able to get what I want for it. It is a bad time of year to try selling a mower. Nobody buys equipment at the end of the year, but I just can't get what I want for it, so I think I'm probably just going to hold on to it. We'll see what happens. I'll leave it up come spring. If it can be sold, then I will, and I'll just stick to my walkers and my Toro 30s. You guys know I have, but this is where I stand right now. That's my plan. I'm not going to market it. I'm not going to, some people will ask me, you know, and those of you who've been following me for a long time, you know that I don't get into all that marketing. I don't do every door direct mailers. I don't do flyers. I think flyers are a huge mistake. I think it makes any company look like Section 8, so to speak. I know some of you guys do it. Some of you guys have luck with it, but just, you know, all the guys I've talked to, all you guys I've talked to all across the United States, some guys in England, some guys in Australia, it just everywhere across the board just seems to be that it puts a really bad image of your company out there. I've even had guys comment on my videos, on my marketing videos, and say, you know, I flyered a whole neighborhood and never got one call. And it's because it makes you look bad. It makes you look bad. You got to, if you're going to do anything along the lines of a flyer, you got to send it in the mail. At least pay the postage and show them you're trying. Show them you're legit. You know what I mean? Anybody can throw paper in a printer and print it off. You know, and people really frown upon that stuff. I would say it's just my opinion, but it seems to be the general consensus with everyone I've talked to across the United States and like I said, other countries. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The point is you guys know that my biggest turnout, my biggest turnover with marketing over the years, the best results I've ever had has been the advertisement on my trucks and my trailers. So I'm going to continue to roll with that. I am going to make some signage up for the side of my open trailer. I've never had that on there. That is a winter project I'll be doing as soon as I figure out exactly how I want to do it. So there will be signs on that next year. The dually already has its signs. I have the one across the top window, the GMC. I'm going to do something more with that. I've been talking to a couple guys, and I believe I might even have the GMC fully wrapped. I'll change the color, I'll make it black like the dually, and then have my logo just plastered huge all the way down the side. I think I'm going to have the whole truck wrapped. But I've been talking with a couple guys that do wraps on that, and I'm going to see from there. But anyway, that's how I'm going to continue to do it. Word of mouth is huge in my area, and I've made a really, really good name for myself. Like I said, I had guys that were destroying that for me. It was one of the reasons I went back solo, but I built that back up now. I've gotten my reputation back to where I believe it needs to be, and I've done really, really well with it. So that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I know some of you guys will say you've seen this coming. Some of you guys I've talked to and you already knew this was coming, and other guys are going to be like, what? Oh my God, he's going to try it again. I am, but I'm going to. I believe you need to continue to grow, and I've been very happy and comfortable the last couple of years being solo again where I'm at, but I really believe that I have my protocols and my just my general outline of what I need to do differently now and how I need to do this and make that growth come and actually get to the point where it's going to continue to grow, and then that way when I hand the business over to Billy or whatever I do with it, it's going to be set and it's going to be in place, and he can just take it from there. So that's my plan, guys. I know it's kind of a weird video for me, but I'm going to eat now because I'm starving and I need to get this food in me so that I can eat and get on with my day.